Hi there, my name is Gina and I would like to give you some lollies to practice at home. For those of you who have never done lollies, it's a Balboa move. Let's start off with the very beginning. And basically all a lolly is tapping with one foot, putting that foot down, and kicking with the other foot. And putting that foot down. Tapping with the opposite foot, and kicking. So we're going to tap with the right, kick with the left. We're going to tap with the right, step, and kick with the left. Step, tap with the right, kick with the left. Tap, kick, tap, kick. You're going to think about your body going, the tap's going to go to the left, you're going to kick to the right. Opposite. Okay, so the fun part of lollies is where your bottom part of your body is moving, like this. So we're going to practice just the first part of that. What we're going to do is we're going to step down on the right foot, and we're going to pivot. This is what we learned in the spins class. With our spins, we were practicing pivots like this, and just pivoting. So that's all you're going to do. You're going to step down, you're going to pivot, and you're going to tap. Now let's just do that in place on both sides. Step with the right, pivot, tap. Left, pivot, tap. Right, pivot, tap. Left, pivot, tap. I'm going to turn just so you can see what it looks like. Right, pivot, tap. Left, pivot, tap. Right, pivot, tap. Bump. Pivot, tap. Pivot, tap. Step, step, tap. When you tap, I want you to think about bringing your foot in here, not out here. If you videotape yourself, it's great because you'll get to see what you're doing. So you really want it to look kind of elegant and clean from behind, not here. If you can see the difference of how that looks. Keep it together. Reminds me of roller skating. When you did a T-stop in roller skating or ice skating, when you drag your foot behind you. So the other part of the lolly is the kick. So we'll start with the tap. We'll do a step, pivot, tap, step, pivot, kick. That's it. Step, pivot, tap, step, pivot, kick. Step, pivot, tap, step, pivot, kick. Step, pivot, tap, step, pivot, kick. I'm going to go a little bit faster. This is where I would ask you to turn the video off and practice the mechanics of the beginning. That means if you need to just start with this, tap, step, tap, step, tap, step, step, pivot, tap, step, pivot. This is just great for your balance. This is what's going to happen in Balboa. They're going to spin you around, and you're going to need to be able to be on one foot and do a little pivot anyway. So it's great to practice. And what I love about this for practice is that it teaches you to gather your foot in. So when you're dancing Balboa, it's nice to, when you're on one foot and you're getting pivoted by your lead, you can just bring that foot in. So this is a double whammy practice for us, actually. This is a good one. And then here's our kicks. So if you're not comfortable with that thus far, please turn it off, practice, and then come back. And then what we'll do when you come back, we're going to get into swinging our hips really nice. So sometimes I will think about actually swinging my hips, at a 10, which is over-exaggerated. As you notice, I'm keeping my upper part of my body still. It's more stagnant, and the hips are swinging. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll do the 10, and then I can bring it back to a 6 or whatever is being led, or whatever the music is calling for. Tap, kick, tap, step, kick, step. Here I go. You can do both sides. You can practice them like this. All right, so basically what to remember with the lollies is that there's a little pivot in there when you're tapping, and there's a little pivot in there when you're kicking. That's how you're getting your hips to go to the other side. And to keep your upper body, I'd like to see your upper body. If you videotape yourself, you want to look for the upper body kind of staying still. So you're not going to be, your upper body is not going to go with your lower body. It's going to stay there because you're going to be in the frame of dancing. And your guys' legs and hips are going to be swinging. So last thing I want to cover is your leg. When you kick, You're not kicking like you're kicking something with your toe. You want it to look really natural. So if someone picked you up and let your leg swing from the bottom part of your body, your leg, and they swung you diagonally like this, your leg would just swing like this, natural. So you want to think about, a lot of times people will say soccer, which kind of makes sense to me because you're hitting the soccer ball from the inside of your foot. It's just how your foot naturally goes. So you want it to just come from your, fall out of your hip. If you could just practice swinging your leg back and forth naturally. This is really good for your balance. Bump, bump. To the other side. It's great to do both sides, to be ambidextrous. It's also really good for your body, I think. All right, so we're gonna go step, 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 tap, kick, tap, kick, tap, kick, tap, kick. Real natural kick. You're not lifting it too high. You don't have to go high. You just kind of shoot it out towards the bottom of the ground, just where it stops, like a pendulum would stop. Bump, bump. All right, so that's it. Basically, I want you to think about keeping your upper body still. I want you to really practice your pivots and your taps, pivots and your kicks. And then I want you to practice really swinging through in the beginning when you're practicing it. And then you can bring it, you can tone it back down. All right, happy practicing. Thank you.